Is Arkansas now going to be the home of where raw milk lives on? Seems odd, but yes, maybe so. Okay. Did you know in Arkansas, for more than a decade, dairy farmers have been able to sell raw milk to the public for human consumption under certain conditions? Now, that is a
Huh.
key phrase there because in most states, if you buy raw milk, it cannot be for human consumption. It has to be for animals. So,
Yeah.
those conditions are getting ready to change in
Oh,
2025, okay?
okay.
Because they just passed Act 698 and it's expanding what's allowed. In most states are cutting down on raw milk. No, Arkansas said, "Hold my beer. We're making this better." So, the Arkansas Cooperative Extension Service published a fact sheet about consuming raw milk. The
Right.
fact sheet includes reasons why people choose to drink raw milk, risks associated with it, and information about the new law. So this is where this information is coming from. Number one, no more limits. Arkansas law previously limited farmers to selling 500 gallons of raw milk per month. New act, no cap. You can sell as much as you want. Second thing, in addition to raw milk from goats and cows, farmers can now sell raw milk products. The new law defines raw milk product as a consumer product that is the result of processes that include raw milk or raw cream as an ingredient, including without limitation butter, buttermilk, cheese, cottage cheese, kefir, yogurt, colostrum, and other derivative products that use raw milk as an ingredient. Now, that's a big one because in most states, you can only buy raw milk. You cannot buy it made into something else. Now,
Right.
that doesn't stop you if you live on a farm and you own a cow and you milk it yourself and then make a product, you can eat it. But as soon as you try to sell it, you would be arrested.
Right.
Not in Arkansas. So already you're like, man, Arkansas has gone wild. Well, hold your hat. It gets worse or better, depending on which way you're looking at it.
Yeah.
So Arkansas legislatures actually passed two raw milk laws in 2025. Act 125 expanded where raw milk could be sold. Previously, farmers could only sell raw milk from their farm where the raw milk was produced. And this is all part of that you have to know where your milk came from.
Okay.
But this new Act 125 says you can now include farmers markets and delivery direct from the farm. So in the past, you have had to go physically to the farm. Now you can go to a farmer's market, or you could just get your milk delivered from the farm to your house. So,
Okay.
but before Act 125 could take effect, legislatures passed the second law, which is Act 698, which included those new locations and more. Okay. They also passed an emergency clause, meaning that Act 698 went into effect immediately on April 10th. Okay. A lot of
Okay.
times they'll pass these laws and they won't make them effective for like 6 months. No, emergency clause, it's effective April 16th. Now, here's the thing. In addition to farmers markets and direct delivery from the farm, Arkansas now allows raw milk to be sold at natural food stores. Okay.
Oh
And
boy.
once again, because it says the word natural, there is no formal definition of what a natural food store is.
Right. It's a store.
Now,
It's
oh, we're still going here. Well, if you thought we've hit crazy town, we're not there yet.
oh goody.
Okay. New law requires signs telling consumers where the raw milk came from and warning that it's not pasteurized must be posted at the point of sale. Signs must be at least 18 to 24 inches. That is now smaller. Previously, the sign had to be 24 by 48.
God. Okay.
Okay, the next one. Raw milk products must include a label with the following message. Warning. This product, sold for personal use and not for resale, is a product that has not been pasteurized and may contain harmful bacteria that can cause serious illness. The consumer assumes all liability for health issues that may result from the consumption of this product. So you're like, oh, they did something good.
I mean, moderately, the people who drink it don't care. There's no
Exactly.
bacteria in here.
So they made it to where there is now a raw milk product liability acknowledgement. Okay. So people who buy raw milk, they must sign an acknowledgement of risk saying they assume all liability for health issues that result from consuming the raw milk or raw milk products. Same standard, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, like I said, the part that's not in the law is what exactly is a natural food store. No
Right.
definition, no interpretation of that. They just, yeah. So no one can tell you what types of stores can legally and cannot legally sell you raw milk as long as they basically, what is that? Identify as
Mm.
a natural food store. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
So
okay.
your gas station may now refer to themselves as a natural food store in order to sell natural raw milk. Now, here's what hasn't changed that this law does not change anything about. Buyers cannot resell raw milk that they have purchased. So buyers cannot use the raw milk as an ingredient for a food item that they would then sell. Okay.
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
I'm the farmer, I have the milk, I make the cottage cheese, I can sell the cottage cheese. But as soon as you buy the milk from me, you cannot make cottage cheese and sell it. Only the farmer, the
Well,
original farmer.
baked goods too, I would assume.
I would
Like
assume that as well.
anything that it's used. Yeah, yeah,
Farmers still cannot sell raw milk across state lines.
yeah.
These laws only apply to sales within Arkansas. Okay. Buyers can still request to inspect the farm where the raw milk came from, specifically the barn where the milk was produced and the cow that produced it. So I don't know if you've ever seen raw milk. A lot of times, the bigger farms, they actually have like pictures of the cow on the jar and stuff. So they know exactly which cow the milk came from. So
Oh,
that hasn't changed. You still have that right. But here's the kicker that makes it all crazy pants. Okay.
oh boy.
There is no liability protection for farmers who sell raw milk. Okay.
Okay.
An acknowledgement form for raw milk products may not prevent lawsuits or provide legal protection in court. So even though there's a warning, even though there's a sign, even though you had to sign a form and all the things, technically that farmer could still be sued and held liable for any damages that occur after you purchase a raw milk or a raw milk product. Okay. Another thing that hasn't changed, the Arkansas Health Department can require sellers to dispose of all real raw milk and raw milk products if the law isn't being followed. So if you break the law, health department's going to come in, they're going to have you destroy everything. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
This is where it gets a little iffy too. The Arkansas Department of Health does not test raw milk for certain diseases, which is what it does for Class A dairies in Arkansas. Those are the pasteurized milk. So your whole
Right.
milk, your 2%, all that's in the store, it is routinely tested for certain diseases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. Makes sense.
Scary thought. The animal, aka the goat or the cow, their health is not inspected or tested by the Arkansas Livestock and Poultry Commission. Okay. So
Okay.
when you buy raw milk directly from the farmer at a farmer's market, wherever, yes, you can track your milk all the way back to Bessie. But nobody is keeping an eye on Bessie and inspecting her or testing her to make sure she's not sick.
So Bessie could be loaded up with all of the things, but
Hello, bird flu. How many times have they seen that cows were infected with bird flu? And I don't know about you, but I heard old MacDonald had a chicken, had a dog, had a cow, I'm
yeah,
just saying.
I know.
I
I
feel
know.
like if you are a raw milk aficionado, you love it, you buy it, whatever, you are putting a lot of faith into the farmer. Now, I'm not saying that there are not legitimate farmers out there that have grade A perfect hygiene on their cows, okay?
Right.
But you are putting a lot of faith in this system. How many times do you have to be told before the point of purchase that this product could harm you and you're buying it anyway? But then that also comes up to remember when they required warning labels to be put on cigarettes? Did
Yeah.
anyone who was a smoker look at that label all of a sudden one day? It goes, oh crap, I'm going to quit smoking. I don't think so.
Yeah. Ugh, I just like
Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to see a farmer sued for death or, not dismemberment, but, a major illness related to raw milk for this insanity to stop.
just I don't understand how we got here.
No.
And
And I think the only reason we have not seen a lawsuit is because I'm guessing because all the signs that say that you're assuming the risk, that people don't realize you still have the right to sue the farmer.
well, and here's the thing. I think a lot of people who drink raw milk uh fall into the category of this is healthy for me, and if I come out and sue the farmer for me getting sick, or God forbid, you give it
That
to
would
your
be like
kid.
suing the earth because I wasn't grounded correctly.
Well,
It's my
in a
fault.
backhanded way, it's kind of admitting that you're wrong
Exactly.
if you're saying that there's a liability. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
there's a reason why
Because if you
pasteurization
if
started.
you consume raw milk because you think it's healthier and it's more natural than pasteurized milk, and then you get sick with something that is killed during pasteurization, you are now a hypocrite.
Yeah, pretty much. You're admitting that there is something to be
That there was a reason why we pasteurize milk all these years,
right.
the whole preventing deaths thing. I don't
I
wish
mean,
anyone to die due to raw milk, but I'm just saying, A, know your rights. Know you can sue the dang farmer if you get sick. And B, if you do get sick, please admit it. I know you don't want to, but help the rest of these morons learn that drinking raw milk is probably not a good thing.
it just opens you up unnecessarily to diseases and bacteria that we took out of running circulation in our population a couple centuries ago. What is
I
it?
mean, we solved this problem already,
In the
and now people are bringing it
1860s.
back.
The
In 2025
1860s.
with the amount of information that we have. Okay, we have a gazillions amounts of information at our fingertips, and we are testing fate. Should we go ahead and start picking fights with bears to see if they're still going to kill us? Because there's a chance we may not die.
It's the theory of evolution, right? But we're just calling
So
the
I
herd.
should give milk to my neighbor that I don't like, see if they survive.
That's not nice. You don't do that on purpose. They let them do that to
Yes.
themselves.
So if I give raw milk to somebody who is unsuspecting, can I then be
Ooh.
charged with assault?
Yeah, you could, especially if it has negative ramifications.
Don't
100%.
worry, I have never given raw or pasteurized milk to anyone as a gift. I don't plan on starting. I have
Dairy.
never dropped a gallon of milk on somebody's doorstep. That's just not who I am.
Isn't milk like the 12-year anniversary gift? Is it dairy? I can't remember. Maybe a
It's
17
a
year.
start.
It's a weird number. Now I need to know.
So
What?
let us know down below. Are you a raw milk drinker? Are you going to move to Arkansas because of their now more lax rules regarding raw milk? And do you think that they should just straight out ban raw milk sales? Like, if you're a farmer, you're raising your own cow, you milk your own cow, sure, you can drink whatever you want, and I'm not going to stop you. But I feel like you should not be able to sell this product anywhere. Okay, what year is it? Did you figure it out?
Okay, so technically, year 7 is traditionally wool, so you could do dairy, and year 44 has a gourmet or grocery theme, which could include dairy. So you gotta make it to year 44 so you can give your boo some milk.
Or is that how you end it? By giving them raw milk?
Feel like we've had a
That
good
is a
run, raw milk.
long-term plan. But let us know your thoughts about raw milk below.